Hi guys, welcome to my review of Arsenal's game against Liverpool, which took place on Wednesday. So I couldn't do it yesterday, I was stuck at the hospital again. But luckily I managed to, as you can see, stay out of hospital for now. Things are a lot more stable. And so, yeah, the game itself, we knew I wasn't confident going into it. And I was hoping Arteta maybe try something different. Knowing, but I also probably felt he would stick with a 3-4-3, and actually he didn't. He went more attacking, I feel, playing a flat back four. It looked more to me like a 4-3-3 rather than a 3-4-3, which yeah was more adventurous. But it still required us to be sort of really defensive, and we basically did what Spurs did to us on the weekend, which is dig in, sit deep, and react to any mistakes, and try, try and pressurise these mistakes as well. I mean, last few goals that we have scored during our run of form have been because of us pressing from the front. And sometimes the best way to defend is pressing from the front. And tonight, Wednesday night was a clear example of that. Now, obviously, when Liverpool took the lead, um, which I think could have been avoided, the two defenders just watched Robertson run in front of him before he put the ball into Mane. No one tracking the run at all. So, but when they went 1-0 up, I think every Arsenal fan thought, here we go, 2, 3, 4. Right, this could be a cricket score by the end of this. But they didn't. They didn't fall apart. They kept going. They kept with the same game plan. And with any one goal lead, all it takes is one mistake to get back in the game. And that's exactly what happened to Liverpool. And out of all the players Liverpool have got, it's their best centre back and probably the best centre back in the world, let alone the Premier League, Virgil van Dijk, who gets pounced on by Lacazette, who gets pounced on by Lacazette. I'll just get play by play. So yeah, so like I said, he gets pounced on by Lacazette, leaving Lacazette on to put it in the corner, which equalised the game. And I thought, okay, right, if we go into half time like that at 32 minutes, I'll be happy with that, right? And but no, it was only to get better. Alisson as well, who's been probably the best keeper in the league this season, gets caught playing a Kolasinac ball, should we call it? Which was again, um, yeah. So he gets pounced on by Lacko again, who then squares it to Nelson to put it in for 2-1. And I think that was a very good goal for Reece Nelson, who's been struggling when he has had a chance in the team to be able to prove that he deserves his place. But not saying he's not a great talent, he is an amazing talent. So we go in 2-1 up, Now, I would have thought, knowing that Liverpool got to chase also the record and got to win this game to get the record number of points, they would come out fighting in the second half and be even more ruthless. Uh, and to an extent, they were. I mean, they had a strong lineup. Let's put it that way as well. It's not like they got the FA Cup on Saturday as well, so they had a strong lineup. But it's like I said on the football terrace. It shows once you've won a league how difficult it is to then carry on the form, like the Invincibles did, which is why no one in Premier League history since then has been able to achieve it. Not Mourinho's Chelsea of 04, 05 or 05 or 06, not the treble winning side of Man United in 2008, not the Man City Centurions, and now Liverpool, right, who at one point were all saying they were going to dominate, and it looked like they were going to dominate and beat the record uh, in itself uh, in terms of going the season unbeaten because they have more wins than us, less draws than us. So it looked like they were going to actually beat the record we had set already in that year. But gradually, one by one, like with the tournaments of the Carling Cup, the FA Cup, Champions League, they've fallen apart, and they've now it's all of a sudden just win the league. And full credit to them, they deserve it. I'm not saying they don't deserve it this year, but it's like I said, it's difficult to carry on the form when you know you've won the main prize, and there's not much left to fight for. So, but take nothing away from Arsenal on that night. Defensively, we were brilliant. Half the fact that fucking Kolasinac wasn't on the pitch, though when he did come on as a sub, I was like, oh fucking hell, here we go. But yeah, Rob Holding, I think, had a fantastic game in defence. But I think everyone worked their socks off to make sure that we got the 3 points, which also upset me at the time is that why couldn't we do that against Liverpool? Liverpool Spurs. Why couldn't you do that against Spurs? I'd rather take the L at Liverpool at home than take the L at Spurs. Obviously, I want to win both, but if you had to lose one of them, lose to Liverpool, not Spurs. Why couldn't you? If we played like that against Spurs, we would have murdered them. Murdered them. Which just makes me more wound up about that. But Alexander Arnold, there was an incident with him with I think it was Laka or some, but he should have been sent off. No, it was Saka. He should have been sent off. But it never even went to VAR. And again, right, it just shows that VAR will work everywhere else but the Premier League because we've got shit refs. End of story. Until they get rid of these refs, right, it ain't gonna change. Right, it ain't gonna change. But I don't want to focus on the ref because it's been such a good performance by Arsenal. And with that, I'm going to get into the player ratings. So to start with, if we go to teams, Martinez in goal, a contender for man of the match. Really important saves when called upon. Couldn't do nothing about Mane's goal. I'll give him a very good 8 out of 10. Holding, I think, was the standout performance in defence. Even give David Luiz confidence in playing in the back four. More like the Rob Holding we had before we got that massive injury. So I'll give him an 8. David Luiz a 7. He had his moments at times. I felt he should have probably, him and Holding should have tracked Robertson's one, or one of them should have gone for Mane's goal. But he, despite that, had a very good game. And if there's no incidents involving defenders, usually it means they've had a good game because they've done their job. So 7 for me. Cedric Suarez on the right. Good game. He had a good game. Had a lot to deal with, especially with, I believe, with Mo Salah on the left, or Firmino. So yeah, and I think both the wing backs having to watch both Salah, Firmino, and Mane at times. This includes Tini. They did absolutely brilliantly. Right, they're going to go in, find their keys, their wallet, right, as well as Mo Salah and Firmino, right, in their back pocket, right, or was what I usually do, find it after I've put it in the washing machine, right, and find all the tissue left. Xhaka, so yeah, I would say Suarez is a 7, same with Tierney. Xhaka, another influential midfield performance. Worked his socks off alongside Torreira, and you can tell he was hard at work just by the fact that he caught a booking, which I think was justified because it was an out-and-out booking. So yeah, 7 for me, and same with Torreira. For his first game back, that was a very good game, and that puts him in contention for Saturday, or whenever we play Man City. So in the cup, so a lot of these players that may not play on Saturday have put themselves right in contention for it. To be honest, even Reece Nelson, who I'm now going to move on to, get an important goal. His booth, and you could see once he got that goal, the confidence he got from that. And he had a really good game afterwards. So, like Xhaka and Torreira, who I gave 7, he would get 7 as well. Lacazette is my man of the match. He was absolutely unbelievable. Right? We keep writing this guy off, and we were writing this guy off, and I think some of it was justified. But he's turned it around and made Arteta think twice about selling him, probably, or moving him on for Partey. Made me, if you think about it as well, because he was both involved with both goals, setting it up for Nelson for the second. The first was created by his own pressure, forcing Van Dijk into that mistake. Oh, I'm sorry, Van Dijk, you're the best centre back in the fucking land, right? That's a fucking foul. Just to face it, you fucked up. Simple as that. So for that, I give Lacazette a 9, a man of the match. Bukayo Saka had a good game as well. Down that left-hand side, tried to get forward, caused problems, but came back and defended and helped Tierney out when needed. And he just gets better and better every day. With every game, we got as long as he stays injury-free, like also with Tierney, we got a serious player, really good player on our hands, which bodes well for the future. So I give him an 8. Pepe, I think, was the poorest out of the side. He had a very quiet game. I don't know whether it's because they were deliberately trying to mark him out of the game. But then every time you had the ball, literally Liverpool would have everyone doubled up on you. Their work rate, which is probably why they're league champions, is incredible. Which makes me think again that they were going for that game. They were going for that record, which proves how good of a performance we did. So, but he was very quiet, and I can't give him no more than a 6. And I hope that's not a start of a run of bad form for him, because so far he's been, before having to go off for the birth of his kid, he's was on good form. But knowing Pepe, you could have a bad game and then pick a moment of magic up. So yeah, moving on to the substitutes. Ceballos came on, did his job well, did sort of everything that Torreira was doing, because Torreira was on the booking. So that's why he probably came off. And yeah, he just slotted straight in alongside Xhaka and had a good performance, so I'll give him a 7. Joe Willock, and in fact all the others, I can't give no more than probably 5 or 6, because for the rest of the game we literally had to sit back and let Liverpool dominate possession and basically do what Jose Mourinho would do, which is park the bus. So, but I don't care. We won the game. Right? Sometimes, most of the time, Arsenal are criticised for not game management, for not taking the advantage of being ahead against a top side, right, a better side, right, and defending properly, and being exposed defensively time and time again. Right, and this time we actually proved that we can defend. When we work hard, we can do it. Doesn't mean that every defender in the club, right, gets a free pass for next season, because some of them are still not good enough, because they still have mistakes in them. But I think every credit should go to these Arsenal players for the way they performed against a team that no one gave us even hope for. Not even I expected us to win. Manager 8. Really good game plan, really good strategy. And you can see his ideas being implemented on it now, and you can see how much he has grown as a manager since he first took charge. And it bodes well for next season. If he gets the funding he needs to get the players he wants, then we could have probably a very good season next season. But that's only if he gets the backing. And there's no FFP to worry about this time. Right. So, but yeah, that's my review. Those are my play ratings, as well as the manager's rating. As always, leave a comment below if you agree with my ratings or not. Who is your man in the match? If it was Lacazette, smash a like on the video. Smash a like on the video anyway. And if you haven't subscribed, then what are you waiting for? Subscribe. And yeah, just a quick shout out to the Football Terrorist and Terry, giving us a chance to promote this channel on his channel on a live show is absolutely amazing, and I can't thank him enough. So, but yeah, to all you new subscribers that subscribe again, thank you so much. And I'll be back with a preview to the F1 round 3 in the Hungarian Grand Prix. And We move on to Wembley on Saturday, right, against Man City. Until then, stay safe, stay well, and I'll speak to you soon.